All right. Since I'll be pumping this out to YouTube, I should do my intro. So, hey guys, welcome to the giveaway event by Stardock again.
I'll be pumping this out
part
to YouTube.
deuce.
I should do my intro.
We'll fix it so I don't do echoes either with my own stream. But yeah, we're gonna do a multiplayer game. So here, Adam from Stardock is gonna join us.
Hello.
Hey, so we're gonna do a multiplayer game. This should be a lot of fun. You're probably gonna kill me.
Oh, dude, I am way better at a lot of other games than I am at Gal Civ.
Okay, all right. I'm holding you to that.
Weren't you saying that you're like a deity player in Civ?
Yeah.
Or was that somebody else?
No,
yeah,
that's me.
I'm not deity in Civ. I'm emperor in Civ. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you also know a lot more about this game, though, so you do have a little bit of an edge.
If you guys are watching, this is Adam talking. I'm not really going to be able to watch chat so much today. FYI, I will be still running giveaways, which is cool. I'm going to run a couple giveaways in Stardock chat, a couple giveaways in Slipping Sand chat. So you should probably go over there and give him a follow if you like strategy games and multiplayer games and amusing streams.
Yep, sounds good. All right, so I'm going to host the game here.
Yeah, I'm a slacker. I don't actually have myself loaded. Although we're starting early, so I don't actually.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, guys, we're live. Woo! Gotta had some diehard fans that have been waiting.
Oh, nice.
We were streaming. Yesterday we were doing a game with Arvius, which was pretty fun, just a multiplayer game to just kind of get started off. But then before that, last 2 days I've been streaming a gigantic map of doing a. What was it? An Ascension win. And that was a lot of fun. Like, a lot of people had a lot of fun watching that.
Nice.
So, I told them all about the giveaway, and everybody's kicking off to join.
Very cool.
I should wait to know what's your... Are you going to join as Adam?
No, I am joined. I just joined as Ravenfly.
Okay. I just want to make sure. So, alright. And I'll give us 2 AI to float around in.
So we're going to co-op, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do co-op.
Sweet.
So we'll make it a little hard.
I would probably turn the AIs up, especially for co-op.
All right.
At least to gifted.
Okay.
Possibly one more notch, depending on how you're feeling.
If I was being competitive, I would say we could go for genius, but given I'm probably gonna be paying attention to the stream and all that kind of stuff.
All right.
Yeah, we'll we'll play it easy, I think, on this one. So.
As one guy in my chat says that your stream looks laggy, although I think he's one of our European friends, so that might be a him problem, not a you problem.
All right.
But keep an eye on your exploit anyway.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. No. It looks like it's doing okay. So.
Cool.
All right. So let's get this started. Kick this off. So yeah, I do have a bunch of questions for you though. I prepared.
I'm happy to answer them.
All right, so I got one question for you. Yesterday, or when I was doing my big gigantic win, and I had an alliance from a lot of different civs, I couldn't like trade with people or ask people to stop fighting. So I had like people in my alliance that were fighting each other, or I had enemies that were fighting only specific people because it was before the alliance was started. Is there a way to like maybe add it in the trade thing? You know how you do like open tree, or you can even say like, I want you to embargo this person, I want you to declare war on them. There's no like, stop killing him.
Yeah, no, that's actually one of the things that we absolutely want to... are you the Yor, by the way?
Yes, I'm the Yor.
Okay, thank goodness. I'm gonna fake smile at you.
Were you a little scared when you saw the the Yor introduction?
Like, Jesus, I'm gonna have problems. No, we're good. Yes, the last alliance of Iconians and Yor. No, so in regards to that stuff, we absolutely are aware of that, and it's going in. It's pretty high on the list. I always say things are on the list. It's pretty high on the list.
Okay, good.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah, no, because there were things where like, you know, I think I had 7 races in the alliance, and I think half of them were doing some war against somebody else. And it always caused problems because they're like, you're trading with the infidels, or you have an alliance with the infidels, and I'm like, you're in the alliance. So it was a
No,
little
for sure.
awkward
Yeah, I
sometimes.
mean, diplomacy is like what's there works pretty well now,
Hmm.
right now. But there's a lot of other like brokering peace is one of the things that absolutely people have been asking for.
Hmm.
People are complaining that I'm too quiet, by the way. So I don't know
Okay.
if you can turn me up in TeamSpeak or if I need to do some on my end.
I will try to pump you up a little bit. Let's do that
All
again.
right. But yeah, we definitely need to add more stuff for sure.
Okay.
Where's my? Oh, there's my Hacks Iconian
Oh, there you are. You're
thing.
definitely louder now. Okay, hopefully that helps.
Cool.
All right, just give me a sec as I do my first turn. I'm kind of setting up my standard.
No, it's all good. I always
We started kind of far from each other too.
I don't have a great like early game really planned out, generally speaking. And so it always takes me forever to do my first turn because it's like I'm always torn between technology,
Oh, I could definitely see that.
which I think just means I should take my Hacks Iconian improvement because the thing is ridiculous.
All right,
I
let's
love it.
go this way and this way. Okay, I think I'm almost it. Oh wait, I gotta govern. I gotta do all my beginning starters.
Mm-hmm.
Who needs money in the beginning of the game? That's actually one thing I was gonna talk to you about. It doesn't seem that impactful to focus on money early on. I mean, we do have 5,000 credits to start with, and I always buy stuff, really early off the bat. But in general, like, I almost turn always it off to like 0, like in my govern screen. So it's like,
Yep. No, I mean, I do that too. The reality is that money doesn't have the same kind of compounding effects as research and manufacturing do early on.
Yep.
So it's always going to kind of be that way.
Yep.
I don't really know what we could possibly do to make that different other than like we used to have like you'd get morale penalties if you were running negative income and like a bunch of stuff like that. And that just wasn't fun.
Yeah.
So, oh god, I hate starting out. I'm so slow. All right.
Oh, this is definitely one thing to do too. So this was on my list of stuff. As we were playing this with Arvius yesterday, there's gotta be a turn noise. Like we were constantly having to go, hey, it's your turn, it's your turn, it's your turn, because like
like a noise for when your
yeah,
turn
there's
comes
nothing
up?
that tells you that's like it's your turn in multiplayer. So like you're in some text screen or on your planet, and you're not even paying attention, and it's like, oh, did you know it's your turn? Oh no, not at all. Sorry.
I can see that. I can see that. I'm an idiot. Why didn't I buy my factory? Why do I suck so much? God. I just screw myself. I think I just screwed myself. Yeah, because you don't get your money back when you cancel a rush, do you?
Yeah.
God, terrible at this game.
See, this is why we wanted to take it down to gifted and not and not genius, right?
That's right. No, I
that's a good planet.
am not doing well here. I did get a request to show the totally sweet sensor crate that I made earlier today.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully when we get there, I'll just like fly one over to your space so you can see it. Or no, we share vision so you can see it.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see
I
it
can
goes
see you
up.
start out. So something also the folks were asking too about was like being able to like when you see a planets like this, like the class 12 or whatever that I'm looking at right now, to like be able to double click to go in to see the land of it. Because then you could kind of, if it's not your turn in multiplayer, you can kind of plan out, okay, this is where I'm going to place those buildings. Like, it kind of stops my ability to do something of the next turn if I can't look at it until I actually plant it and pick the event and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, I mean, that's tough because I know that originally the idea at least was you're right, we do totally need a turn sound.
Yeah. Yeah, it's your turn.
Ooh, relic, or ascension crystal. Never mind, that's not as exciting. I had a game where, as the Altarians, where I started off with like a research relic and a culture relic. It was amazing.
Nice. Yeah, I got to say I'm a big fan of the relics after doing that Ascension game. Like, this is a key thing though. That I don't want to forget to tell you as like just a suggestion. It's got to be added to the list. When you're doing the Ascension victory, and it says you need to have a majority of the Ascension crystals, there is nothing telling you what the majority is, like how many. Like
Oh.
I'm on a gigantic map and trying to count and see like where they're all at and everything. I'm like, I have no idea if I'm close or not. And at some point, I just hit it. Like there needs to be something that says, you have 7 of 13 or something
No,
like that.
totally. You are totally right. I need to start a document with notes because
Yes.
you're giving me good stuff.
I told you,
No,
man,
that's
this
cool.
community's avid, man. We're gonna have feedback all the time for you guys.
That's awesome. I mean, that's awesome. Honestly, like that is going to be super helpful and result in a much better game. So it's all good. So let's see: turn, sound, and number of crystals owned in victory screen.
Oh, where am I gonna send this guy? Oh, this is tough. Oh, okay. So here's some more ones that I had. I had my little notes. So some of the ideologies, I would almost think that the ones near the end have got to be like up there. And by the way, it's your turn.
Sorry.
Like the ones near the end, right? Because those are, by that time you're getting policies that are 70 and 80 points to actually get a policy. You need to have something that's pretty good at the end of a line. And some of them were like kind of in pragmatic, which I did in my big game, which again, pragmatic, you get points slower, right? Paul said that, compared to benevolent and malevolent, you get points slower in pragmatic.
Okay.
So you're not going to have as many policies as everybody else too. But some of the end ones, like the last one in Negotiator, it's any race that invades your homeworld is instantly declared war on by all other races when they're not allied with you. That sounds cool in practice, but if somebody invades your homeworld, you're pretty much out of the game anyways, right? Like, you've already lost,
Yeah.
So there comes, and also, nobody knows this. Like, there's nothing that tells you in the diplomacy screen or something like that, you're going to get declared on war by everybody if you actually attack this person. So, I don't know. I feel that specific one, I almost think since it's so far down the line, it should almost be like if anybody invades your planets. Like, at that point, I had almost the entire, all civilizations and allied with me. If somebody invades, that's pretty much like you're going to run into alliances and all that other kind of stuff already. So, I don't know. It seemed like a pretty lackluster because it has to be your home world. And especially on a gigantic map, when I had like 20 plus planets that are mine, like nobody's making it anywhere close to my home world, right?
Yeah, no, totally.
So, anyways, that was just one of the ones that I saw where I was like, I got all the way to the end of the tree and I'm like, oh, I thought it was any time you got invaded, not just your home world. So
Yeah, no, totally. No. That is very good feedback. It's in the notebook.
there you go.
Super scientifical.
Nice. And actually, I should pay attention and notice it was my turn. It's one of those things. I was in the ideology screen, I think, when you hit next turn, so I didn't know. All right.
We should have a sound for that, I think. I think that's what we should do.
Yeah, there's got to be a sound. It sounds like a great idea.
Oh my god. Why do I suck at this game so bad?
What's going on here? You forgetting stuff
I just
left
forgot
and
to
right?
buy my colonizer, and I did. This is a ridiculous start, though. I have a 14 and a 12, like right up in here.
Nice. That's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do okay.
All right.
One thing that I've discovered that I think personally, and this is just me personally, this is like not necessarily me with my Stardock hat on, but I think that colonizing your little baby homeworld, be it Mars or Sanctum or whatever,
Yep.
I feel like that's kind of a nooby trap.
Yeah.
Go for that early on.
Oh, I agree.
Because
That's
there's
why I like the
almost
Yor. You
always
just start with
something
the
else.
16 and you don't even think about it.
Right.
But yeah,
No,
it's
the Yor
definitely
is
a
super
trap
good.
because it's like you're using your whole, like a pretty substantial kickoff to, I don't know. It seems like a detriment because you need to get out there, not put it on like a little 3 or a 4 planet.
And like 3s and 4s are just not that good. Like with how much all your improvements compound everything.
Yep.
I mean, they're just not that good.
Oh yeah.
It's like I always kind of end up colonizing. Like in my current game, my single player game, I'm playing Iconians, and I always kind of end up colonizing. What the hell? Oh, also, I wish that
Diplomacy issue.
I wish that you didn't get the that Iconians didn't have the garrison icon on all of their planets, no matter if they actually have a garrison there or not. That drives me nuts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's the just because, like, what? Why do I have a ship in my ship here? What the hell? Oh yeah. But no, like in my current game, I actually kind of screwed myself a little bit by colonizing Iconia, because, or I'm sorry, by colonizing Sanctum, because I needed that pop on New Iconia, and then I realized that I had taken New Iconia down to like 4 billion people or something. I was like, oh god, well, that was terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, way to go toil on this class 3 useless freaking world.
Join your channel.
Hey, the man awakes.
Oh, dude, I was trying to wake up and I started falling back to sleep and dreaming again, and then I started like dreaming about Galactic Civ, and then I remembered that, that there was something about Galactic Civ today.
Nice. All right. Well, do you want to? We're just getting started. We're on like turn 5.
Cool.
Since we got a little while, do we want to restart this? We want to do a 3-player multiplayer?
Sure.
All right.
It's kind of a shame to throw away this map because it's so beautiful, but
oh, I'm shamelessly doing my my typical salty of like scrap. Like I don't have anything over here. No, I think it'll be good just since we got all of us on there, and it'll give us time to answer more questions. Because right now, even with 2 players going back and forth, like I'm seeing chat just scream by, and I'm like, I'm not catching it. So I'm gonna let's hop out and let's do another one.
All right. So what do you guys want me to do? You want me to host a specific channel or stream my own?
why don't you?
Or go for it.
Well, up to you. I mean, it's really up to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm doing some giveaways in Stardock chat. And I've promised slipping at least one giveaway in his chat. So
Shameless plug.
I can do. I can hook you up with a giveaway in yours as well. It's up to you. You might want to introduce yourself, by the way, to the people who are watching, because there's a lot of people who I think have no idea who the hell you are.
Yes.
I'm Arvius. I stream a lot of Civilization 5, which is, I guess, a 4X game, which is, I guess, in a sense, similar, right?
For sure.
All right. So I'm assuming on a small map, should we aim for 3-on-3, or do I need to go bigger than small?
3-on-3 is going to be real tight on a small.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do it. I'm fine with it. Or we could go. I would probably suggest medium. But
Okay,
I
that's
don't
what
know.
I'm thinking.
We can do a real tight map. I don't care.
Okay, let's do medium. Because it'll just
Alright,
we
cool.
got some time, right? We're in no rush. It'll let people see us how we expand out, and hopefully, we'll run into each other a little bit sooner. Because in that one we were kind of like exact opposites at the side of the map. Let's turn off minor races. Oh, that was another thing. Yeah, I think it was in Galactic Civilization 2, right? Minor civs had some sort of bonus of them that, if I remember right, when you allied with them, you got some sort of bonus from them. I don't know if it's like an idea later on, but right now it just seems like they're just a one-planet civ. Like there's nothing beyond that. The only thing I can see that changes it is there's like one malevolent thing that says, you get a 50% trade bonus from trading with a minor civ, but I don't see any other like reason besides they're just a small little civ.
No, they're super basic right now. One of the probably better minor civ interaction is going to come in whenever we get around to the big diplomacy overhaul.
Okay.
Hey, there's your game.
Yep. Yeah, game's up.
I'm still loading in stuff. My toaster is
Your potato.
yeah, it's trying really hard. I'm guessing maybe like 2 minutes.
Okay.
That's cool. I mean, I can answer some questions or
Yeah.
whatever if you guys have more things going on.
Oh, somebody did point out though that in my chat they did mention it that they do help you get the seat, and that was important in that game where I was diplomatic. Diplomatic. Whereas I actually had a lot of like minor civs that were kind of in the alliance, and that gave me the vote to be the chair lead of the whatever the UP is. I don't know what's the actual name of that. The Universal
United Planets.
United Planets. That's what it is. So. Yep.
Fair enough. My chat is telling you to lower your mic a little bit or get it kind of out of the, not like volume, but to get it out of the path of your nostrils.
Ah.
Because.
Am I eating my microphone? Okay, I'll move that out over a little bit.
It's all good.
All right. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I'm not so nasally.
Oh man.
All right, I got it running.
Excellent. My chat's wondering if we're seeing the posts and screenshots and stuff with any bugs and reported issues. Yes, we absolutely see them. Dev isn't in like full time this weekend. Dev has been in like every weekend for a little while. So there are some developers in, but it's really just like the kind of the core engine guys.
Yep.
So it's coming. It's coming, and we see it, and we will get on it just as soon as we possibly can. I know 101 we're hoping to get patch 1.01 we're hoping to get out this week. So
great. All right, so let's add in some of these civs. We're gonna give ourselves some problems. We're gonna give ourselves the Drengen, the Kryn, and who's the most offensive of the rest of them? Maybe the Iridium.
The Iridium aren't too bad since you're playing the Yor. And the Yor would be who I would suggest. I would say maybe the Thalen.
Okay.
Or the Terrans, actually. The Terrans can kind of be dicks. Or no, Arvius is Terrans, never mind.
Yes, Terrans are big dicks. They conquer the world, or the universe.
Alright. And join Team 1, Arvius. Gotta make sure we're gonna play all together. The Brute has to actually talk with everybody else.
One day I'll see the value in researching diplomacy.
Yep. Someday.
The nice thing about researching diplomacy in Galciv that I find is that because you get the boosts to your actual diplomatic relations, is that you can keep the other guys off your back a lot more quickly,
Yeah.
or a lot more effectively than you can in in Civ or something like that.
That's weird. I think it's not. For whatever reason.
Is it? Oh, am I not ready? No.
It
I'm not
looks
ready.
like we're.
Sorry.
Oh no, there it is. Okay. Yeah. So Arvius, you gotta kick ready too. I was like,
Oh, right.
you're
Right,
under
sorry.
pending, but I don't see that you haven't marked ready. That's another thing, little UI tweaks like that, knowing that they haven't set ready. Because for me, all I see is kick.
Oh.
Mine's a one shot, I don't care if you're ready or not, I can kick you, but I don't know really that much. So, all right, here goes.
I'll put it in the super scientific notepad.
Well, there you go.
I had a question about benevolence. There's this policy where I think your starting cities start with population 5. I assume it's they start with 5, and if you load it up with 3 population, it'll start with 8. Is that how it works?
Hold on. Let me wait till my game loads. I'll take a look at the policy you're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it says new colonies start with 5 population or something like that, or 5 extra population. Or
Oh, then presumably, if you landed a colony ship with 3 or whatever, you'd start with 8.
Which is huge for the Yor, by the way.
Oh, no
Absolutely
joke, huh?
huge.
Do you think so? I was looking at that, and I was like, man, this kind of comes pretty late. I don't know how I'm gonna find this any useful at all.
I think it wouldn't be so useful in a smaller map. It's definitely going to be useful in a bigger map where you're still actually colonizing stuff outward, and especially for the Yor, because they're the ones where you have to build your population. So 5 extra population is 15 turns saved minimum. So
Dude, my home planet sucks, and I don't have the 2 class 12s right up in my grill. I don't know about this. This restarting.
and you also start again way away from me, complete
Yeah.
opposite side. So we'll send you help hopefully at some point, as the AI all decides to pin you off.
Well, the good news is that, let's see how many AI players start in my little cluster here.
Yeah,
that's
that's
really
true.
going to be the determinant.
All right, let me do my basic starts. Kill my money. Gotta buy my factory.
So I'm going to do the thing where I buy my colony ship, but then just park it on my home world so that my dudes keep working until I find somewhere to send it.
Ah, yeah. I always like to risk sending them out. But
No,
I
I do.
Or go for it.
Yeah, I do my first one, the one I start with, but then I want to buy a second one, which is probably dumb, but whatever.
I think the other thing that's kind of interesting about it is if I remember right, I think in multiplayer they automatically disable pirates, so it's a little safer.
Oh yeah,
it's a
that's
little
right.
safer to get out there.
That's right.
In the very beginning. So okay, I think I'm all set with my govern. I'm buying. I'm just checking every last bit. Oh, research. That's important, obviously.
Yeah, the pirates are often multiplayer. Custom factions are often multiplayer.
Yep.
The biggest maps are often multiplayer. It's just that's just a stability stuff. Like we just didn't have time to get everything, get all the bugs squashed. Like we've had a number of beta players complaining that like, what the hell? This is on in beta. Why'd you turn it off? It's like, well, because it was crashing and we don't have time to fix it. But those are definitely on the list. Like custom factions are going to be very soon back on in multiplayer, and that was actually a pretty easy fix. That was just the fact that old versions of those custom factions were being loaded and crashing.
Okay.
So all we have to do is turn on versioning for our custom factions, and we're fine.
Gotcha.
And so once we get that, and that might even be in 101. I'm not totally sure. It might be.
I think also one thing about the custom factions too is there's definitely some balance tweaks maybe that need to be added for multiplayer of that. Just because like you can just say like I don't care about all these traits, and just like get rid of like half the abilities of your race just so you're crazy pluses and everything else. It seems a little bit like min-maxy too much.
Well, I mean, nothing will be as bad as going, 11 death and getting wraith straight away in Master of Magic. So
yes, there is
we can rest assured there. Nothing will ever be as abusive as creative or subterranean.
Yep.
Or what was the other one? Those are the two that I remember just like being completely unfair and moo. Oh man, there was one other one because subterranean was like plus 50% pop cap on all your worlds, which is just stupid.
Oh yeah.
But it's all good. Oh, the patch notes are up. That's right. I did see that. So
oh, they are.
Whatever's in 101, go look at the patch notes here.
Okay, cool. All right, let me look at chat a little.
One of our community members wrote a really nice beginner guide and put it on Steam. So if you're watching this and you want to kind of get your feet under yourself a little bit, check that out. It's really nice.
Cool. Yeah, I'm thinking about one of these days of making like a YouTube video for that, just because it's done fairly well when I make one for Civ 5 long ago.
Yeah.
So
we actually have some tutorials that we're making as well, which hopefully will help out.
Nice. Oh, I gotta say too that I started the campaign with some streamers watching, and man, do the campaign on Insane is a little... It sounds exactly what it is. It's like, okay, there's like 3 fleets flying around and all of them can destroy my first starter. That's fun.
Nice.
There's a lot of running. There's a lot of running in the beginning.
I'm sure. Scouts feel like such a waste sometimes, but man, they are so helpful.
Yeah. There's got to be like I'm probably like later on when we get to the min-max stages of playing this game, like there will probably be like certain like builds for your early scouts that you're gonna want to do, so it goes really fast or it has big vision or something like that. Like, well, right now I just go, I'll just make whatever the probe maybe.
Yeah, I mean early on you can't do that much just because you haven't researched very much. But like, I mean, have you guys figured out the sensor crates yet?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely the all-seeing eye that is totally cheaters.
yeah, just a cargo hull, just jam a billion sensors on it. Yeah.
Yeah, those are fun. I have to say that in a game like this, where it's a size map, those things are crazy strong, right? When you're playing on a gigantic map and it's like, yeah, I can see 100 hexes, and it's like I still can see like 10% of the map. I'm like, okay, maybe I understand why it's not so bad given the map size.
Yeah, originally I was like, oh, that's dumb, we shouldn't do that, like what the heck. And then it was like, well, even on medium maps, man, like it's almost like a nice kind of tentpole in your development when you can afford those things and you have sensors and you can afford getting them out, and it's like, okay, scouting's done, great, moving on.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, it's like there's enough other crap to worry about that I don't love, like having to just maintain a bunch of scouts and protect them and whatever. Like that ends up kind of just being more micro that I don't really want to do.
Oh my god. Do you see the planet that I just got next to me? You need to move your camera over to see what the planet I just
Where?
Oh, jeez. Well, GG, pretty much.
That's a great start.
That's pretty good. I have yet to find
25.
anything.
25. It is the best planet that you can get in the game.
No, it's not. You can get bigger.
You can? More than a
Yep.
25?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, never mind then. But I thought it was.
I've never seen a
It's
25.
pretty nice.
They're very rare. It's actually just all it is like the chances just get kind of astronomically smaller. So I mean, you can technically find, I think, a class 30. It's just like a 0.00000 whatever
Nice.
percent chance to get generated.
Okay. And considering it looks like most of the other planets around me are all empty at the moment, that's a kind of a nice like survival for me of like, thank you.
Oh, you know what I should do? I should actually, since I don't have any good planets to colonize, I should just send like 0.5 million dudes colonize Sanctum just to get my pragmatic constructors. That's what I should do.
Yeah. That sounds like a good idea. Yeah, those 3 constructors early is pretty huge.
It's so good.
A lot of people have been saying, like, on bigger maps when you're doing versus the AI, like almost everybody kind of does the, first the benevolent one that gives you a free colony ship, and then do the constructor one that gives you 3 free colonies, like no matter what you're going to choose.
Yeah, I wonder, like, I haven't played enough, because you need to have a lot of games to really understand,
Yeah.
What the kind of pros and cons. I am absolutely certain that the balance isn't perfect, and that there are probably some things that are OP or underpowered or whatever. But like, I just don't think we know what those are yet, because I don't think anybody's good enough at the game and has enough experience to really say that.
Let me scroll up.
That's me personally.
One of my viewers is telling him the diplomacy issue. Hold on.
Which diplomacy issue is that?
That's what I'm trying to find out. There was something during the stream that we were talking about. Maybe he missed it. It might have been the one where I was saying about like I couldn't get these guys to peace when I was being all of them in alliance. But I don't know. I'm gonna wait to see what Saudi says, because he was one of the guys that was watching when I did the Ascension win, and I was going diplomatic, which was pretty cool, having eminence and like full diplomacy and like making sure everybody's all happy, and then the one guy who's not, just demolish him. It was kind of a fun little way to take the game. I hadn't done pragmatic really that much until I did that game, and it was an interesting tree. Let's put it that way.
I really like pragmatic. I'm convinced that Paul, just because of his own, we'll call it ideological bent, I think that Paul overpowered pragmatic. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, the one thing is too is it was interesting. I did pragmatic and I didn't do trade, because it was such a gigantic map that I really didn't. I didn't get trade going until like much later, and I usually just did it with my little civs, because I had kind of focused everything on like diplomacy and all the like the Star Federation and all the stuff at the top that gives you your political parties and all that kind of stuff. So I just never went down the road of trade until like literally turn 250 in the game is I think when I started getting trade. And I didn't go trade at all. It was kind of an interesting way to look at that tree, because most of the time I would think, oh, go traders. But I did all the starbase madness. Oh man, I had a farm of starbases that all overlapped and all that kind of stuff. Planets that had 300 plus production. Like, oh yeah.
Interesting. I'm not convinced that trade is that good. The thing with trade is like you have to really invest in it, not just in the tech, but in the infrastructure for it, because you need to build, you need to focus on one planet and get your trading capital there and all that stuff. And like, you really have to, I mean, you can make a ton of money, which is great, but you really have to focus on it.
Yeah.
You kind of have to, though. Otherwise, you're just gonna go minus and
I don't
you
know,
won't
like
work anything.
tourism makes a lot of money. Tourism can make a
tourism does
lot of
make a
money,
lot of
especially
money.
if you play wide.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, not that trading's bad, and like you could get your basic amount of trading kind of done, with a minimal investment, and it's all right, and like there's no reason not to do it. But
turn.
to really make it worthwhile, and plus you obviously have to have friends to trade with, is the other thing.
Oh wait, this was another conversation. Oh, definitely have to remember this one. Carriers are overpowered, like beyond overpowered. when you can have like 220 logistics in a small little fleet, that is insane. I basically like one shot anything with a few little carriers just walking around, and even like 100 turns after the fact, the AI just could not even stand up to it. It was. I think that carriers maybe need to be looked at, like.
Okay.
Because, yeah, the fact that you can go over the cap, right? So you fill out an entire fleet of carrier ships that, I had them all just have, like, basic defenses, and each of them only had, like, one weapon. But then I just loaded them with carrier modules. And when you go into a fight and you have, like, 40-plus ships, it doesn't matter what the other guy has, really. At least I haven't seen it. Like, there might be something I'm missing, but there's no, like, AoE-type damage stuff, that can help against that. It's kind of... I don't know. It seems
interesting.
Really,
No,
really strong.
That's great feedback. Like, I know we've gone, like, carriers have swung pretty wildly through beta. Like, they're really hard to balance is the problem. And they're probably just, the pendulum's on that side right now. Like, I think that's an interesting point. Like, maybe we just there needs to be something that's more of a counter to it. Maybe that would fix it. Maybe
I think it's if you go over your logistics limit, you should start getting negatives, right? Like your ships are gonna have issues, right? They're running into each other, or
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
All that way of like you have too much to control. Like it should just kind of that would, I think, help balance it out.
Yeah, the fix for that is probably just making the carrier module take that much more logistics.
Yeah.
Right, so that you don't run into this weird because then that would feel terrible if like all of a sudden you're getting all these logistical penalties because you didn't realize, oh, my carriers actually spawn dudes that need logistics. Like that would suck. But if we just if it was just carriers take 15 logistics or whatever just for the module, to really boost that up, maybe that would fix it. I don't know. That's interesting. I'm kind of convinced that the Iconian healing hulls is pretty OP.
Yeah. Or you mean the healing pools? Is that the one?
No, the healing hulls. Healing pools are Altarian.
Okay.
Iconians, because they have like bioorganic metals or whatever is like the fiction thing with their ships. You actually like heal 5 hit points per round to each of your ships.
Okay.
Which is really, really good early. Although it's later on it's less good because you have nightmare torpedoes or whatever that are doing 20 damage per round. So.
Oh, I do have to say one of the funny things too is I've noticed if you go benevolent and you go for like what I'm doing right now is I took the early free tech, so I'm getting to this is my little strategy with the Yor. I get the spark of life like as fast as possible, and then I just stop researching, and I just like turn all my planets to production, and I just start building population with the spark of life.
Good idea.
Which one's the spark of life?
Spark of the life is the one where it gives you you can build 6 population for like less manufacturing than it normally takes.
Okay.
So it's basically like normally you do a project which is assembly, which is I think 4 population for some amount. This is like 6 population for a certain amount, and it's called fast assembly. So basically it lets you get your population up in all your ships, and that's the problem with the Yor, right? The problem is growing the Yor like really early. But even just in general, like the fact that you can get that early tech through that and then start growing really quickly, that 150 points. I mean, this is going to cut off for me like 8 turns maybe. It seems like I could invade somebody incredibly quick as benevolent, right? Because I can get to planet invasion, which is in the first, next tier, like faster than everybody else. It's like I am the benevolent robots that are coming to take your planets. So it's a little fun.
Nice.
Let's see. All right.
I mean, to some extent, that stuff needs to should be strong. Like there should always be things that are strong, that are fun.
Yep.
It's just that they need to be able to be countered ultimately.
Yes. Yep.
Right.
Or there's something else that needs to be strong for another way.
Right. Space junk. Ooh, frickin' Ray. I'm on my way to 20 credits, boys.
I would almost think that the one that seems the weakest on the start is maybe Malevolent. Just because you can get the constructors from Pragmatic, you can get the colony ship or the research from Benevolent. Malevolent seems a little bit light. Like getting the frigate early, it's like I don't know if it's a strong enough beginning early ship that you're paying a whole policy for.
Maybe not. The thing with The thing with Malevolent that's really absurd, in my opinion, is going down the motivation path.
Oh, yeah.
And picking up the 10 free manufacturing, and then what is it, double or 100% bonus?
Yeah.
For your homeworld. Like all of a sudden, oh my god, you can make so much stuff.
Yes. Yeah. No, they can beat anybody else in ship production like way early.
Right, but because of the way Starbases work, you can unlike in something like Civ, where there's no way to turn necessarily those hammers into compounded growth, you can do that with Econ Starbases pretty quickly. And that actually, I'm playing a very turtly Malevolent in my current Iconian game offline, and it's very strong.
Yeah. And just, man, the game I did where I was on Gigantic and we did the Ascension win, when you have like 2 planets next to each other and you have 8 star bases lapping over them with all the percentages, it gets crazy. I mean, like star bases can give huge bonuses. I mean, it's like for the Civ guys out there, right? It's like building National College for every single spot, like incredibly early. Like it's pretty nuts. So star bases are definitely a big way of helping your economy early.
Yes. And late, like all the Starbases all the time. Like, I freaking love Starbases. They're so good. And especially, oh god, my pragmatic Iconian. I didn't even think about this in my previous game because I was just kind of feeling out, the Iconians, and it was my first game with the Iconians in a long time. And when I get my pragmatic free constructors here, I can triple up Econ Starbases around New Iconia because I get my first upgrade free.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I can make 3 immediate Econ Starbases with an additional module, and just sit on that additional module until I research, whatever I'll probably do the manufacturing one first, because that gives me Xenofactories too, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Oh, another thing too, just for the magical notepad that we're all talking about.
Yes.
Because I missed it last turn. When you plant on a new city or a new civilization, whatever, it should automatically be added to a sponsor to your shipyard if it's like within range.
Auto sponsor new colonies. Interesting. I don't know if I would like that.
Why?
Because a lot of times my new colonies, I want them to be full social anyway, and I would forget about it.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting question. So if the govern bar says it's like 50% and 50%, if it has no shipyard attached to it, then you're assuming that it's just all going to be 100% always goes to the other side?
I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I could be wrong.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I think that's how it works, but I just want to make sure.
We had a couple questions in the Stardock chat about how the multiplayer works, and like people are asking for simultaneous turns and stuff like that. So the way that the multi works in Galactic Civilizations is that it's simultaneous planning, sequential execution, basically. So the idea is I can queue up orders, I can do whatever I want during my turn or during other people's turns, and it doesn't take effect until my turn.
Yeah.
So like my first turn actually went really quickly because I queued up all my stuff while Slipping Sand was taking his turn, and then I was able to just kind of make sure my move orders happen the way I wanted them to, and then just blast through. So once you kind of get used to the pace of it, it's not too bad, in my opinion. And it's really just a matter of like, that's the way we built it, and we are not going to change it to simultaneous turns at this point. I know that's something a lot of people want, and it's not going to happen. Sorry.
No, I think it's been interesting that generally one of the problems in a Civ game for us is that people can take forever during their turns, and I think that the fact that in most sequential type of games where you can't do anything like while you're waiting is very different than this, because you can basically do almost your entire turn during your turn, or when it's somebody else's turn.
Yeah,
so,
a lot of it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sanctum is so freaking useless. It has a trade resource, which is kind of good, but it takes one of the 2 hexes I had to actually expand onto. So they're just gonna research. But the point is, constructors.
Yep. And see, I am finishing my Spark of Life next turn.
Nice.
I'm already gonna start producing my population.
Okay. So the question is, do I go for my 3rd Econ Starbase around New Iconia, and Sanctum, or do I harvest a Durantium? I don't think I care enough about the Durantium. I think I'd rather have the third Econ Starbase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the Durantium isn't going to do enough for me early on here.
No. And they also, those refineries, I've found that Durantanium or whatever it is, it takes too long to build those refineries earlier on. Like, you would think with the bonus of it, because it only gives a flat amount of production, and it's very low, and it takes like 10, 15 turns sometimes to build. It seems like it's a little bit much for how many hammers you have to put into it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like, it's just tough. It's like, well, is that much better than like a power plant? Or, you know, the Iconians have their unique improvement or manufacturing capital. It's like, yeah.
But this one does require a resource, right? So
it's
always
no,
the flip side, you're not getting super ships or anything from it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like a lot of the, and Paul will yell at me because I'm just, you know, talking crap about his game. But honestly, I kind of feel like a lot of the, sorry, I'm taking my turn here. Particularly the early improvements, the resource improvements are just not worth it. Okay. So I need to research. Where the hell do I get?
What do you think? The minions are going crazy. Are we thinking maybe a giveaway here soon?
I think a giveaway. I think I can run a giveaway after I finish my turn here.
Okay.
I'm going to run it in Slipping Sand chat. So go head over to the Slipping Sand chat if you are in Stardock chat or in Ansleon chat, and I'm going to run a giveaway there in a minute. I just need to find my my Starbase thing, which is going to be... Is that in Orbital Manufacturing? No, it's Mining Barracks. Gosh! Sorry, I'm slow.
It's all good.
Starbase Lab is up there.
I will say, out of all the beginning like buildings that you can make, you know, from the different special resources, I'm liking the antimatter one the most. I think it's really good.
Which one is the antimatter one?
It's the one that adds 2 to every building, basically. It just is like a generic, you know, +2 to everything around it. So you can use it on research bases, you can use it on production, you can use it, you know, near farms, you know, you can use it all kinds of places.
Yeah, I like that one okay. The thing is, again, it's like, I'd kind of rather have just a power plant or something else. And the antimatter missiles are awesome.
Oh, yes.
That's the other thing.
Yep.
The antimatter missiles kick all kinds of butt. So, what the hell?
Oh, and I'm gonna have to try this. We were discussing balance of like the different types of weapons. The fact that the mass weapons, right, the mass driver type weapons, that those are such short range. I don't know how good those are in comparison. Like, I really have to play a game to try that out, because my thought process was I was in a game where I had like beams, and I was playing the Iconians, and I had like all the plus, you know, accuracy. I had like all the different buffs that let you fire faster and fire for more damage, and your whole fleet gets a bonus. Like, I had all that kind of stuff in there, and basically, like, soon as the combat would start, my guys were firing because I had enough range that I was hitting guys like on the other side. Like, I basically would annihilate that side of the board like almost within the first couple of seconds, and it's like, if you were going to go mass, you have to get close. Like, those are short range.
No, mass is actually in line for a buff. They're getting decent buffs. I think some of them are in 101, but definitely by 1.1.
Okay.
And those are, the nice thing is that because it's all based on just on the XML, it's really easy for us to change that.
Gotcha.
It's literally going into a spreadsheet and changing some values around.
Oh, and it looks like somebody said with tech you can get them to have greater range than standard beams, but with double the firepower. So maybe I'm wrong. I haven't played them yet. So it just, when I was looking at the numbers, it said like short range versus long range, and I'm like, man, you got to get pretty close if that's a difference. But I don't know.
The problem is a lot of people, or a lot of the combat stuff isn't very well documented in game. Which is a problem that we have and that we're working on fixing right now.
Yeah.
But like, the mass drivers fire a lot faster than other, so even though the damage isn't necessarily higher, once you're in range, you are doing better DPS or damage per round or whatever, because it is combat actually plays out in rounds, though it's shown real time. So it's like they can get really good, and Paul was going off on the stream the other day about how good they can be. But I mean, I I generally make missiles, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I love alpha strikes,
Oh,
and
yeah.
because then you can just load up all the missiles forever and like screw defense.
Yep. There is something to be said about the missile boat defense, right? Just
Yep,
line them
for
all
sure.
up.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna run this giveaway in Slipping Chat. So head over to Slipping Sand. Give him a follow because he makes cool streams and we like it. And you're gonna type this once and only once in the chat. It's gonna be the keyword is follow slipping, one word.
Woo!
Check it out. Put it in there. Is the key. Type once.
There's
Or
nothing better than the
agents.
feeling of having a random colony ship go to a random star system and being like, is there gonna be somebody there? And there is, because if not, I was gonna waste so many turns flying out the other direction.
Yeah, especially early. Your ships are so slow.
Oh, that is one of the hardest things for me not to play the Altarians. Is
Yep.
that +2 movement is so big early in the game.
So nice.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
really hard not to have that.
I tell you what, I'm kind of in love with the Iconians right now though, because
Yeah.
like the growth bonus is awesome. The free
Oh, yeah.
Starbase modules are surprisingly awesome.
Yep.
Like there's a lot to love about the Iconians.
Oh yeah, that was when I did the gigantic win with the what was it, the Ascension win. That's what I did with the Iconians, and I definitely liked them afterwards because I looked at the first bonuses. Man, like they don't get production, they don't get research, but no, they pay off. They've got some really nice things. I love what are they, the molecular fabricators or whatever?
Yep.
Those
Yep.
are great.
They're so
Those
good.
are really good.
Yeah, no, I actually on New Iconia here. I don't know if you can click into my planet or not. If you can, I actually have a really nice. I'm that research is going to finish
No,
when
I
my
can't.
turn comes up.
I can see the numbers by mousing over it, but I can't jump in.
Okay, you can't click into it. But yeah, I have 3 factories in a row that I'm going to be able to drop a fabricator in right in the middle, and it's going to be awesome.
Nice.
On negative MI. Ugh, -5. Yuck.
All right.
Whatever. It's like turn 7. We'll be fine.
Ah, that's interesting. Last turn it said 1 turn left on Spark of Life. Now it's saying another 1 more turn. Something I did.
All right.
Something
I'm
I
going to
did.
roll my giveaway after my turn, so I don't slow down the game any more than I absolutely have to.
It's all good. It'll give people more chance. Remember, guys, type in follow slipping. Follow slipping.
Follow slipping. That's right. All right. You
I also would
there.
love, this is the second event you guys have thankfully let me host. I think that we got to get some games with like the devs. Like we got to get a multiplayer game with Paul and the rest of the guys in it. That'd be a lot.
Absolutely.
Of fun. Oh yeah.
I think that would be super fun. It's just a matter of like, launch week is a busy week.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I was like, the fact that you're able to do this still after release. Most people, shut down in the gaming community after a game releases.
Well,
it's like, we need to breathe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at home on my Sunday doing
Yeah.
some streaming, doing some giveaways. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Are you? No, you need to move a little bit more. Okay. All right,
So
turns
how
over.
long
I'm gonna
you-
roll the giveaway.
How long do you guys think a typical game would take with like 4 people?
Oh my gosh! I mean, it depends so much on the map settings and how you play. Like, if you do like a 4-player free for all on a medium, I mean, you should be able to finish it in a couple days worth of playing. A day or 2, hopefully, if you play relatively aggressively. I don't know. Like, it depends a lot on the experience level of the players too.
Yeah. And actually, I think your numbers your number might be a little bit high because when Paul was talking about it last time, he said that if you had 4 people in a multiplayer game and you did like a small map, he says you could probably finish that within like an hour and a half to 2 hours. But again, that's Paul, right? This is his baby.
Right.
He's probably figured out some way to kill everybody in the first 100 turns of the game. So like it might, it depends on who you're playing with and the pace you guys keep and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think if I remember right, he said it would be definitely down to that number. If you play on medium maps, you start going higher than that, you're gonna start hitting a lot more time.
Sure. Sorry, I'm just running the giveaway, and it takes me a second. So, do your thing. Chat amongst yourselves.
All right, here goes. It's time to start doing fast assemblies.
So, do you just save all of your cash to blow through a bunch of fast assemblies once you hit it?
No, I'm broke. I have colony ships flying around everywhere. Yeah, Yeah, it's mainly just so that once I get to Spark of Life, I kind of do Spark of Life, and then I get the first upgrade for production, and then I just shut off research. Like I just don't need research for a while because all my planets are either going to be building factories or building population.
Nice.
Because once you start getting population in the Yor, that's where it really like kicks in for them. Their biggest problem is that first start. If I saved all my money, I wouldn't have all these colony ships flying around. So
Interesting. Yeah, I am actually going to be able to. I'm not even going to buy my molecular fabricator because I'm going to finish it in 2 turns anyway.
nice.
I have.
Actually, I have a good
lot
question for you. Because I'm looking at it right now. The population hexes that say like wild grain, like +3 to population. That don't do anything for the Yor, right? There's no building that affects population at all that I'm thinking of.
I haven't played the Yor in like forever since like 2 pretty drastic revisions of their playstyle ago.
I wonder if there's buildings that give like synthetic cap. I wonder if that's affected by that.
Those are probably classed as population improvements. Anything that's
Okay.
classed as a population improvement would get the benefit.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'll leave it there then. We'll see. I won't touch that spot yet.
I'm actually pretty impressed by the just dropping 500,000 people on Sanctum and not even building anything there, because I'm actually getting 12 research per turn out of it.
Wow, that's
Which
pretty
is
good.
not horrible in the early game because you get 5 out of your colony seed or your
Yeah.
colony capital, 5 production, and so I just jammed everything onto research because like I don't care
Yep.
about this crap colony here, and it's actually working out okay.
Sounds good. And I have learned, man, you have to pay attention when you're moving your ships around asteroid belts, because the AI does not seem to, or the game doesn't seem to care like when you click where it goes, and that just kills the movement. Like, you just run to that asteroid field, and it's like, that guy's turn's done. I'm like, dang it! So you always gotta watch when you move, especially more probably in single player too. Just in single player, like, or when you're playing against AIs in general. No, I should say AIs with pirates. If you're playing with pirates, you really gotta watch where you move, because sometimes the game's just like, hey, this is the shortest distance. Oh wait, I'm in a dark alley and I'm gonna get destroyed.
Had a question in Stardock chat. Does reducing population growth by 50%, like from an event, actually reduce how quickly you can produce Yor? I don't believe so.
Wait, say that again.
So there's like events that give you minus population growth and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I believe that those just don't affect the Yor at all.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So just FYI, there's going to be a giveaway in Stardock chat in probably a half hour, 45 minutes, something like that. So come on over to Stardock chat if you like. Give us a follow while you're there. You do have to click like show Stardock's info because we're hosting Slipping right now rather than streaming myself, because my internet connection at home does not have the upload that I need to stream it any better than like 1,500 megabits, which is lame, or kilobits or whatever. So I'm not actually live streaming myself. But we're going to do a giveaway in a little bit. It'll be, which we just did one in Slipping Sand chat. We're going to do one in Stardock chat for a while. It's for an Elite Founder Key, which is, they're not on sale anymore. You can't get them anywhere. But it's the game plus all DLC and expansions forever. It's like a lifetime pass to Galciv.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You guys want to get that. You can't buy those anymore. And what did Paul say? There's like 3 expansions planned for the next couple of years. Like, yes.
There's a lot.
Yeah. So you definitely want to get this if you can. So hop over to Stardock chat, guys.
It's need a lot less military manufacturing because all I'm doing is building scouts because I have nothing else to frickin' build because I can't find any frickin' planets to colonize. Oh boy, there's a class 5. Right.
What, you don't have
New
the
Iconia's
class
doing
25
awesome.
right next to your capital?
Yeah.
Man, you're playing bad. I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah, the new Iconia is doing great.
You can always, too, is if you don't have everything to build, man, switch it off so you're not building military stuff. Like,
I could just switch it off. Yeah, I just switch my social production way down, or my military production way down.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I leave something in there building always, but I just turn it down a lot.
Yep. Oh, what the God! So I just built a shipyard for no particular reason. Because I thought I was building a starbase.
Oh. Okay, now I remember.
Don't do
Finally,
that.
Saudi came back. I remember this. The question to go on the magical notepad when you click on a civ in diplomacy and you want to talk to them and they won't talk to you because you've just talked to them recently, there has got to be some sort of timer or something that shows on the screen like you can't talk to me for 3 more turns or 4 more turns or whatever. Like, because when you have 15 AIs in a game and you're trying to remember, did I talk to this guy last? Like every single turn, annoying. I'm just going there clicking on all of them saying, let's talk.
It's super annoying, especially given how powerful tech trading is.
Yes.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. There's got to be something that says like, you know, I'm busy for the next 4 turns or something like that. Like something to tell you that, okay, I don't need to talk to you now.
No, for sure. I'm well aware. And the team is well aware. I don't even need to put it in the notepad because it's super obvious and yeah. Yep. I mean, realistically, I think I'm probably gonna from now on just play with tech trading off because it's way too powerful and it's like it's so good you pretty much have to be on top of it. Yep. And it's
I always turn it off. It's just a thing from Civ 5 that it's ingrained in us. There's no tech trading allowed.
Tech trading. That sounds ridiculous.
Yes. No, tech trading is a little ridiculous. There are some you know, like in so World Congress in Civ 5, they can do things like, you know, Scholars in Residence, which is if you're behind in tech, you get more bonuses to catch up, basically. It's kind of a good thing for allowing people to catch back up in tech. They have similar stuff in this with the UP where you can say, like, there's one that was crazy that you get once you unlock the top tiers of diplomacy. You can say, like, everybody randomly picks a tech and they give it to everybody else. So, like, everybody gets randomly 1 tech from everybody. That can, like, even out research, like, really quickly. That seemed kind of strong.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's something that we definitely need to keep an eye on, and I suspect there will be updates.
Yeah. So. Oh, actually, this is one for the notepad then. Same thing. There is one of the UP things that you can do that says, you know, disable tech trading. Like, it's just basically it says you're not allowed to do tech trading. That still shows up if you have disabled tech trading disabled in the game settings. So it's like you can vote on a policy that does nothing.
UP proposal.
Yep, gotta add it to the notepad.
So I'm wondering, as far as like simultaneous, you guys don't plan on doing any simultaneous turns at some point? Would it like be an option eventually?
It's an engineering problem, and like we would have to basically refactor like the entire multiplayer infrastructure for the game. So I severely doubt it's going to happen. I mean, I don't want to say never, because like if we sell 2 million copies of Galciv and there's 1 million people who want to play multiplayer, like then that's something that might happen, right?
Yep.
I think it'd be worth a serious consideration, though, as I think it'd be important for multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that a lot of people are asking, but I mean, it's literally like it would come at the cost of like major expansion features right now.
Gotcha.
Like, I mean, just as a reality of like the people who are on the team who would be building that would be building infrastructure for like, you know, revamp diplomacy, you know, and it's like, so for us, the question becomes, you know, is it worth it for us to do that, or should if 95% of our players are only single player, which is kind of where we expect that to fall out. It's really hard for us to say no, we're not going to fix diplomacy because these guys want simultaneous turns.
Yeah.
So, I mean that's.
Or go for it.
Ahead. No, go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I think playing it, you know, a little bit with doing the turns being sequential. I think that, you know, obviously we're looking at chat and doing all kinds of other things while we're trying to play the game.
Right.
I think as long as you can do as much as possible before your turn, then I think it shouldn't be too bad. It's one of those things where, like, I'd need to see it in time as, like, people play the game and see how good people get, because, you know, I could really easily see people going like, okay, I did my entire turn during somebody else's. You know, my turn comes up, I click one thing, I'm done, next turn. So as people get better with the game and we're also paying attention to the game, that kind of stuff, I could see it going really quickly, just because you can do everything when it's not your turn. But if there's certain things you can't, like one of them was, you know, clicking on a planet to see the planet, or, you know, queuing up specific text. Like, you can't do shift queuing for text. So I can't, like, say, click this tech and then next turn I'm going to do this tech, that kind of stuff. Like, little things like that allow you to just kind of speed up your turns. Oh, and one of my viewers from yesterday is reminding me, Mr. Neo Shadow, do not forget to let them know there is a typo on the Ascension ending. There is. I don't know if you guys do the Ascension, win that much, but right on it, it's like we will still or something like that. Like there's a pretty
Yeah.
obvious typo right there. So.
Yeah. No. We actually a couple of our people have been going through and like auditing all the text in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Over the last couple weeks,
Yep.
and so it's.
You guys have been putting stuff right up to the day of release, so I didn't expect the grammar to be perfect on day one, which is fine. But just to let you guys know, so
No, for sure.
even just this actually be something you can even just tell the streamers right now. What is the easiest way to report bugs and that kind of stuff? Because I've seen it where they have like the automated thing. You can click on it and it's grabs all your files, etc., and then it says like attach this to a post. Is that the best way to get bugs out? Is there another process?
Yeah, the best way to do it is definitely on the Stardock forums.
Okay.
We monitor those pretty closely, so yeah, that would be the way to go.
Okay.
Did somebody actually write a tool? That is news to me. That's awesome. I'm not heavily involved in like the support side of the game.
Yeah, there's just something like in your install, you can look at it. It says like error report, something like that. You just run it, and it basically like grabs all the log files of your system and like puts it into one thing, and it says then please attach this to whatever ticket.
To a post on it's on. So it's on. People are laughing at me. Well, that's fair. I'm playing terribly. Yeah. So if you go to forums.galciv3.com, then there's a support subforum, and that would be the place to go for sure.
Nice. I just realized my third planet's been here for a while, and I have not had it sponsor my other space yard. No. Gotta remember these things. All right.
And I never have this much population on my home planet. All my dudes always end up getting sent off on their missions of colonization, but there's nothing to frickin' colonize in this stupid corner of the galaxy, so not so much.
I have 5 population in my capital, and probably that's going to be like that until my first assembly project finishes. Yeah, this first assembly project has actually taken a long time. I'm kind of surprised. Like, last time I did this strategy, it was significantly quicker, and I'm wondering if it's because I had my manufacturing collectives upgraded before. I think I may have jumped the gun. I think I did 2 attack out of range. So, because the fast assembly project was taking 11 turns right now, even with like focus on it and everything else. So,
People are asking about the Snaffy, which are one of our minor races. They're evil squirrels, and they're going to get their own DLC that turns them into a major race fairly early on in Galciv's life cycle, I think, because Paul, who's the lead designer of Galciv 3, Paul just loves the Snaffy. Loves the Snaffy.
Nice. Yeah, somebody's asking in my chat, when do you get your first weapon tech? Not for a while.
Yeah, I usually don't. I mean, it's hard to prioritize it because there's like, you can't invade anything until you get to planetary invasion anyway.
Yep.
And so, especially in multiplayer where you don't have to worry about clearing up pirates.
Well, I think if you're like fighting other players, I think you could actually rush a few like crappy ships and then just like kill their starbase.
Oh yeah.
Or shipyard.
Oh
but
yeah.
The shipyard has like 6 beam, 8 other thing, and 5 missiles or kinetic.
Right.
That might be kind of hard to deal with, like when you have like 2 damaged ships or something.
Yeah, no, it's you would get wrecked.
Yes.
Because they have the same defenses as a starbase. And so you need, like, you generally want to get up to at
Like
least,
mediums.
like, maybe have, mediums are good, or else if you can get out a couple of special ships, like with the, what am I trying to say?
Special resources like Duratanium and all the rest.
Yeah, the
Antimatter.
Durantium cannons and stuff like that.
Yep.
Those can be really effective in taking those out.
especially
but
what is it? Thulium is not? No, it's the other one. It's
the Illyrium is the beam.
Illyrium. Yeah, that one is good. It's 16 attack and it's got long range.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But amusing. But it's real good at killing pirates.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the strategy, right? Like, it's a lot easier to be aggressive early on if you do have some Durantium or some Illyrium. I have not been finding any Illyrium anywhere, like in this game
none.
either.
I have none. Like
I
I
feel
have
like
a
it might
lot of
be. It might,
thulium, a lot of promethium, and a lot of durantinium. I have none of the good stuff. I don't have my beams. I don't got my antimatter. I don't got none of that.
antimatter is very rare these days.
Yeah.
Part of it is I think black holes aren't spawning as much as they used to.
Yeah, that's I think that's part of it. Maybe I think that because even in the game, which was gigantic, I think there were maybe two black holes, and there was a very limited amount of antimatter on that map. Like I had
Yep.
57 durantinium, and I had I think 10 antimatter at one point. It was like a very significant swing.
For sure.
Well, I found our
Let's
enemies, our first round.
nice.
Say hello to the Drangi, which I'm next to. I almost don't want to go into his borders yet. Like, I don't want him to know that I'm around. Just be like, you didn't see anything.
Yeah, people in my chat are mentioning that they're not seeing Illyrium or antimatter either. Yeah, I think there's probably somebody was in playing with the map scripts and you know.
More Class
It's very
25 planets.
yeah, it's very easy to have like knock-on effects when you're in there messing with the map scripts, like in Sorcerer King, which is another one of our games. It's a fantasy 4X, not multiplayer, so you guys probably don't care about it as much, but we think it's fun anyway.
Which one is this again? Say the name.
Sorcerer King.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
The what the hell was I saying? Sorry, my turn came up again.
Yeah. No.
Now-
I did a strategic interrupt, so you lost your train of thought.
Seriously, what the hell was I talking about? This is ridiculous.
I don't know.
Oh, map scripts. Map
Oh,
scripts.
yes.
Yeah. There was there's all these different resources, right? There's like clay pits that increase production and grain that increases food and stuff like that. It's just a fantasy game. And at one point, somebody went in and turned up the clay pit spawn rate because like there were no clay pits anywhere. And then all of a sudden, it like because of the order in which things happen in the Drengen and Thalen and Kryn. Do you meet them all when you meet one of them, or did I just
I
literally
think you meet them all because they're allied, right?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay. But anyway, so like all of a sudden, because of the way the map was generated, even though he only turned it up by a little bit, there were a gajillion clay pits everywhere. Like none of the other resources would spawn because there's a thing in the map script that's like, if resources won't spawn within X number of tiles of each other.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a question. Pofcio in my chat says, "Is there a reason why Durantium is so common?" That would be because the map script currently has it generating all the time. So,
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if there's like a fiction reason. Paul might have some kind of fiction reason for that.
I am getting questions in the chat. Is there any Mac version coming soon?
I don't know what the timeline is on it, but we are planning on supporting Mac and Linux through the Vulkan API, which is, I don't know how much you guys follow like super hardcore hardware stuff,
Oh, yeah.
but Vulkan is the evolution of the OpenGL API, which, if you remember, OpenGL is what Macs and Linux use.
Yep.
So, hey, there's a planet that's worth a damn. Question is... Oh, God, I can't get that. All right. Well, that's okay. I'm building a constructor. Build a colonizer afterwards. It'll all be beautiful. All right. So we're going to... I need to crank my military. That's great. All right. We'll be supporting Vulkan is the current plan. So says Brad anyway, and he owns the company, so generally he gets to say what we do. I do have a colony ship over there. Okay, never mind. I don't even need to build a colony ship. All right, ball.
So I definitely found out what my problem was on my speed. I knew I was going to do fast assemblies, taking quicker, and I forgot I had left tech trading on, or tech learning on. So I just turned it off, so I'm now 100% production, and it went from like 9 turns left to 3.
There you go. Nice.
So
yeah, I don't have a time frame on when that's going to be. It's not going to be like tomorrow by any means, but it's on the schedule, and it's something we want to do.
Yeah, because there's definitely a lot of folks that like playing Mac strategic 4X games. One of my guys, Sword of the Stars, He was talking about
Oh,
Move
yes.
3 and all the other ones that he's a big fan of. So, and I,
Move 3. Did you say
do,
he's a big fan of Move 3? That is literally the first time I've ever
I
heard
know.
anybody say that they're a big fan of Move 3.
There was a whole discussion about that. I'm like, really? You really like Move 3? I think that the interesting thing was it was a great idea. It didn't pan out. Like, that's my thought about that game in general. Like, it was a small development company taking on something massive, and
Yes.
like, yeah, they were a little ahead of their time. They were a little bit taking on a project too big for them. Like, I liked the idea about it. So.
No, for sure, and it's always tough because it's like, I mean, even though the game ended up sucking, like, you know that like those teams, even on games that suck, those teams, they work their asses off.
Yes,
They really do, and it's so heartbreaking when stuff like that happens.
Oh, Arvius, you didn't take the wormhole next to you?
It is. I think it's a pretty serious issue with the auto upgrading and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I'm trying to like find the click on whatever in the queue to cancel it.
Yes.
And I'm like having it doesn't respond to my clicks sometimes. I mean, that's just a bit an issue with me. I don't know.
It doesn't respond to your clicks sometimes. Like,
Yeah, like I try and click on the specific Xeno factory in the queue, and it like I clicked on it like 4 times. And eventually, sometimes it'll go, but I've seriously had it where I just canceled my factory that I've been building for Futurans.
Oh, because you're trying to blast through it. I wonder if it's a responsiveness thing, just because if there's a bunch of stuff in the queue, it does tend to slow down a little bit. And if your computer's kind of not been performing very well,
Probably.
Yep.
it could be an issue there. Because I haven't had that issue personally, but I can certainly make a note of it.
Yep, magic notepad.
The super scientific notepad.
Yep.
Keep it going.
I don't know what you're planning on doing, Arvius, with like if you're trying to aim for research or that kind of stuff. But there's that research relic near you. If you got a constructor near that gives a research bonus to all your planets. So
All of them.
all of your planets get the
Yeah,
bonus from
relics
that.
are really good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I found the Thalen. There they are. They're in my cluster. That's okay. If I only have one dude in my cluster, I can probably just won't even need to, depend on you guys to bail me out of this crappy start. Oh, it's so bad.
This is just a test of the map scripts, right?
That's right. No, I mean that's part of the game, though. Like,
Yeah.
it's very much, dependent on what the map is, and that's very much intentional. Like, the map is really random, and that's intentional because we want the game to feel different every time we play. Now, as to whether that's too random or not random enough, I mean that's kind of personal taste to some extent, and you can customize that by changing your map settings. You put the more frequent you make stuff, the more evenly it's going to kind of be distributed across the galaxy, kind of by default. So you can reduce randomness that way. And then we're also trying to, I know Brad's been working on making some more multiplayer maps that are more symmetrical.
Yep.
Because definitely there are multiplayer people who want, fair, symmetrical maps.
Yeah.
So
what planet is you have a colony ship flying at Arvius? Are you going to that class 8? I'm just making sure we're not going to the same spot.
I'm going to Zanzibar and the Class 8.
Okay.
Like mass expand.
All right. I'll let you have the Zanzibars then. I'll take.
I think
this.
there might be some to the east towards like the middle.
Okay.
I mean, there might be one like north of me too, so I don't have to go over there.
Okay. Yeah, because I've got. I kind of need that, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. I do have the. You know what? I'm not going to say it. I don't need it because I'll just take the Apexian, which is It's only a class 8, which is not that great. But I do have a class 25. I should not be, complaining about my super planet yet. So you can have those two Zanzibar
any of your
planets.
colonization problems.
Yes, yeah. We're all talking about here. It'd be really great if I could have another class 25 and this man's starving over here.
Telling you, New Iconia is ballin' though.
Yeah.
Just absolutely ball. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean, even just the fact that you have to think about this too. Even if you don't have a lot of planets to land on, you can always go the starbase route, right? You can always start just pumping out those star bases and get those percentage bonuses and make a super planet. My new Iconia was like, I think I said it was like 350 production at some point. It was pretty crazy.
Nice. So the question is, oh man, I could make a really sweet research bonus there, but I already have a ton of research, and I kind of need the food.
Food is good.
Instead.
Food is life.
Food is life.
Mm-hmm.
It is super important. Yeah, even with my manufacturing on like 70% military, New Iconia is still putting up a colonial hospital and a soil upgrade in 3 turns apiece.
Yeah.
So,
Colonial hospitals are huge.
you know, I wonder if I even need a colonial hospital because I have the. Oh yeah.
Well, it depends
Like-
on you. You're already at like what 11 population. It'd be very
Yeah.
different for let's say Arvius, who I think is quite low. You're at 4.
I'll put the hospital up now. I'll probably tear it down later, but I'll put it up for now.
Yeah.
Interstellar travel. Thank God for that. All right.
Who needs all that?
Oh, I'm
tech
bad.
stuff?
I didn't scope my tech out before coming in here. Oh man. All right. You know, I'm just gonna get aggro. I got nothing to freaking colonize, so I'm gonna get me some weapons. That's what I'm gonna do.
Go for your neighbors, man.
Well, I mean, what else am I gonna do with myself?
Yeah. Yeah, you do have a
Oh.
colony ship in the other guy's borders, by the way.
I do. No, I do. Well, there's a colony up here that's 1 hex out of range. But I'm building. Well, it's okay. I'm building a constructor right now. I can drop it between a couple Durantium. It'll be great.
If
And I have this
if
crappy-
it's only 1 out of range, you can get that whatever the you did
There's a
interstellar
tech.
travel. Just do the interstellar specialization and pick range.
That's such a crappy tech. I'd rather just. I have a good starbase spot near there anyway. So.
Oh
I'd
yeah, you
rather
have a lot
just
of
do that.
Durantinium you can grab with one thing.
Yeah. And that'll let me be more aggro here early on, which is bonus.
Oh, I noticed you just built a. Is that a shipyard? What the? That can't be a
Yeah,
shipyard.
that was me being a dumbass and building a shipyard instead of a starbase because I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
And as
Because I'm like, wait a minute, did you just build?
No, so this lonely shipyard has been just slowly traveling through space.
That's awesome. Dude, I didn't know you could
Yeah.
move shipyards. What?
Yeah, you have to unanchor them first, and they can't produce anything while they move. But yeah,
Good. Good to know.
it's not like super helpful very often, but it is occasionally pretty great.
Yeah.
Like when you build one for no good reason because you're a dumbass. For example,
What's the building for Prometheum? Is that the pleasure parks?
that is yes, which
Okay.
are currently they currently are +6 money instead of +6 morale, which seems
Yep.
really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Although +6 income is actually really good.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
And yeah, so like I actually in my Iconian game I'm like, well, that might be a screw up in the XML, but I'm going to build a bunch of them anyway because I want money.
Yeah, it gives +3 approval to people nearby, but apparently
Right,
pleasure
and
parks
+3 is a
make a
lot.
whole lot of money.
And +3 is great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well that's freaking pointless. Oh my god.
Yeah, I always try to find those on the planets that have like gross income. Like I have one planet right now with gross income, and I'm like, that's a pretty good one. Get 50% bonus on that +6 right off the bat.
Nice.
Considering I'm at -4 income a turn, and I have 4 more turns of that before I go negative. Who needs money, right?
I'm running a deficit of 6, which is like nothing. I got 2,600 in the bank, but I don't have anything I really need to buy, so it's
Yeah.
like, eh. I'll wait till I get some improvement that I particularly care about and
Mm-hmm.
rush it. That's enough. I might be able to rush like a manufacturing capital or something. That would be sweet.
That's 200% manufacturing. That's huge.
So good. Ugh, I need to get entertainment though too, because I got freaking my Iconia is down to like 51% approval.
Mm-hmm.
Yuck. Well, I could switch over there.
All right. Here
Oh yeah, and that's the way to tourism too. So you know what? I'll do that.
Oh God, you're gonna hate me, dude. Come over here and look at my new planet.
Oh, what did you do now? Oh my god!
This is perfect.
All it is 50% bonus income. That's all. No big deal.
Oh man. Yeah, about that. So, Arvius, you can have those those planets down there.
That's 26. Okay.
26. A 26, guys, and
How's
a
that possible,
25.
though?
I have a
25
25 and a
and a
26 right next to me. I don't need anything else the rest of this game.
Seriously, you guys. You better get out there though, because the Kryn border is right there.
I know. I have a guy. He's on the route. I'll be there as soon as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 turns. And too bad these probes don't have weapons, or I would kill any colony ships that would come over there. I'd be like, all right, let's discuss.
No.
Oh, but I am finishing my fast assembly this turn too. That'll be great.
I gotta figure out what the heck this. Well, I don't have to figure it out because I'm not an engineer. But I'm getting the bug again where you can see enemy movement in the fog of war.
I've had that. Yeah, I've had it happen
Yeah.
once. I don't know what triggered it, but something did.
I've had it a couple times.
Magic.
He's
notepad.
gonna go snipe that Durantium like a dick. He's not... Okay, clearly I need more weapons. That's all right. Screw this ideology crap. Weapons.
Skew this
Weapon
thinking stuff.
specialization.
Oh, you have a. I don't know if you saw this. Somebody's coming out to build a starbase.
That's what I'm hollering about here.
Ah. Yeah, you don't have
Okay.
your survey ship over there either. I'd say just kill it.
Right. No, I totally would. I would just declare right now. White stars. White stars never have anything.
This might be just a thing too to do for multiplayer. It might be even out. Like right now, I think it says there's occasionally planets or something like that. Like those are things that we'll learn to mess with, just like we did with Civ 5, right? We'll learn things that you need to turn on and turn off to like
Oh, like in the map
even,
settings?
yeah, just to even it out, right? Like so that there's not a little bit of this craziness of 25 and a 26 and you have no planets near you at all.
Yeah.
So-
And once we get mods back in for multiplayer, which shouldn't be too long.
Yep.
Implement some stuff where it checks, versions and stuff in the XML and whatnot. But once you get that in, like, it's going to be really, really simple for people to rebalance
Yep.
whatever they feel like needs rebalancing.
Yep.
So if it's like, we just want to crank up movement speed for everybody, like that's easy.
So I didn't even ask. Last time we did this for like, 2 hours or so. Do you have a time frame that you're working under, Adam?
I'm probably going to need to bail around 5 because I have other work I need to do, even though it's Sunday theoretically, and I still have a family theoretically to see.
That's
But
always important.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to have to bail around 5, unfortunately.
Look-
You should be able to have now, unless I'm mistaken, you should be able to have an AI take over for me if
Okay.
you guys want to keep going on this.
Okay.
I think you have to
Thinking at some point we should do like a dual slipping.
Oh, you want to?
Yeah.
You could do that.
You want to see
That'd
the
be
brood come
fun.
out? All right.
I'm going to do a giveaway in Stardock chat. I think.
Man, did you guys see this? Look at this. I got a starbase planted right in the middle of my.
Isn't that great?
He took 3 of my resources.
You better kill it.
Yeah.
You better rush a bunch of shitty 2 damage planes.
Yeah. Yeah.
10 of them.
Exactly. No, I'm definitely.
All right, I'm going to run a giveaway in Stardock chat. The keyword is going to be pasted into Stardock chat very shortly. And so if you want to win an Elite Founder key, head over, give us a follow, and check it out.
All right. Up to 9 population on my capital now. Woo! I'll finish doing all my upgrades.
I think that's actually pretty crazy how you can just build population.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Yor are another one of those elements of the game that have kind of gone back and forth a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Between being pretty madly overpowered and terribly underpowered, and
Yep.
you know.
Hey, oh, you got to see this too. If you can see my stream, this is a definite magic notepad moment. For whatever reason, I keep getting more and more things in my queue asking me to upgrade the same buildings.
Oh, really?
So I have
That's what I
three.
was talking about.
I have 3 factories, and it's asking me to upgrade them 3 times each.
You've effectively
Oh.
been wasting your turns. You need to
No,
You
I
need to turn
just
off
finished my
auto
assembly
upgrading.
project, so what I'll do is I'll just cancel all these. And then,
Have you guys seen that in single player at all, or only in multi?
I'm being told in Twitch that this is only a multiplayer thing.
Ah. Okay.
Phantom. Oh.
And I was seriously having serious issues trying to click on the specific factories in queue to like cancel them, as I was like already building. I was like halfway done upgrading some of them, so I was like, all right, I might as well finish upgrading, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I was having issues like clicking the ones to remove.
That is super lame. I will make sure that it's put in front of the dev team.
Oh man, the Drengi. Here come all the Starbase collect. They're gonna take all my resources. Dude, there's 2 Starbases here from one guy, and there's 2 more flying in from the Drengi. These guys want all my stuff.
I feel like rushing a bunch of star bases for influence would be pretty crazy over the area. Just like start surrounding someone with star bases and focusing on influence.
Yeah, the problem is that your starbase influence doesn't grow very quickly, and so it's pretty easy to counter by just building a consulate or 2 on their world, and then like, because there's no real penalty to flying through somebody else's space. It's not a big deal, other than the little Diplo hit. So.
I want to keep
one of my guys in chat is saying that the queue problems with auto upgrading and whatnot are caused by issuing queue orders while ships are moving.
Ah.
Interesting.
But then that's probably but what happens for me is like I just research the tech, so the next turn they all just put in those orders. But I wonder if since I'm host, that might happen like when the AI is having their turn or that kind of stuff, like. Because I never auto added anything, like it just automatically did it all.
Oh, if that's yeah, okay. I could see that. Weird. Well, in any case, I'll get it in front of the team for sure.
Yeah, speaking of the dual Arvius too, I think that it'd be something fun to do with Stardock is to have like a small little tournament, like now because the game's all brand new. See who comes out of it alive.
I think as far as multiplayer goes, I think you're not going to want to have like maps more than like 4.
Oh yeah, no, I would keep it small, just because you need to finish a game within a time frame.
I think duels will be the most popular.
Yep.
Or you can even do
maybe 3 players.
Paul was saying it's been pretty popular for multiplayer too, for people to fight the AI, because the AIs are pretty crazy. This is on gifted, but like if we went to harder, it'd get much harder.
Yeah, the I don't know. In my opinion, comp stomps are a lot more fun. For sure. All right, I'm gonna roll the giveaway. Congrats, Dragan Gajay.
Gotta love pronouncing those Twitch names, man. I'm like, hey, sure, that guy.
Honestly, I think it's not too bad since you can micromanage so much. Like, I guess what it really is going to come down to is people who you play with. Because if you have a group of people and if you're really hammering the point where it's like, hey, on your turn, you should mainly be picking tech, ideology, and like moving ships, right? Because all the other stuff should be done, like governing and all that stuff should be completely done. When they get to their turn. So I don't think it'd be that bad, since there's so much time that's spent messing with your planets and whatnot.
Yeah, and it's as Slipping said earlier, it's a lot easier theoretically when you're not streaming, so you're not like in chat and talking and like do all this other stuff.
And of course, I did not pay attention in last turn. Oh, I'm now broke. So everything is shut down. I should have paid attention to that
I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the how your factories get upgraded to Xeno factories like right away. Dude, I'm thinking, why don't I just... Because it looks like the upgrade takes 45 hammers, but it takes 45 hammers to build the thing in the first place, so...
Yeah, upgrading is actually not... I was watching a streamer earlier this morning before I was kind of getting ready for this, and he was looking at the numbers, and he was like, it's actually not worth it to upgrade earlier on unless you have
Right.
like the 4 hexes that all touch each other or something like that. Like you have a nice block where one upgrade affects 3 other spots. Because if you do that, because
Right.
one upgrade and then is, if you think about it, that's 15% plus that upgrade. So it becomes worth it. But if you have just like 1 or 2, then yeah, no, it's definitely not worth it.
So what I'm thinking is, well, if we're gonna duel something, I can't tell you my strategy. So never mind.
It's all about hiding out the brute.
I had a note in Stardock chat. As a mobile user, I would prefer giveaways in a chat that is streaming. I now miss all the talking. Well, part of the strategy with the giveaways is to scam you all into following us all. So,
shameless plug-in.
Just to give you a little insight into my madness. No, I mean, it's like, also I just want to make sure that we show love to these guys for streaming. We appreciate them taking their Sunday and streaming some Gal Civ 3, putting it in front of their audiences. Make sure that people who are hanging out in Stardock chat get a chance. It's that's basically the deal.
Yeah. And shameless plug-in.
Shameless plug-in.
Follow Slip and Sand and follow Arvius. We play this a lot. We'll do some more duels and we'll get salty and have some fun. It'll be good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely a 25 and a 26. This is like a 5 salt start for Civ 5. Assuming I can get this next planet before this guy. Man, this dude is spamming star bases. He's got like 5 now?
Holy cow, yeah, he really does.
He's kind of just, I don't know if he's maybe going to influence or something, but he's kind of just aiming for it. And I'm going to be colonizing under his influence. This should be interesting.
Yeah, it's not a big deal though. I mean, he doesn't have that much influence there.
Yeah,
so
not enough. I think like just planting, I'm going to push it back probably.
Yeah. Yep.
Later on though, that'll be a problem.
People asking in chat, are you going to do a giveaway in Ansley on stream? Absolutely. We'll do that in a little bit.
All right. Oh, some people are talking about balancing the solutions for fleets, because this was the yesterday question of like, 210 logistics from capital ships or from carriers. You could have like a max number of size, like so Saudi's asking like you could only have 2 support ships and 1 capital ship and 5 assaults or something like that. Like you could cap the types that you could have, or maybe even the sizes that you could have. But I don't know. That wouldn't necessarily play out in like larger maps where you're going to start having just crazy production.
Hold on, it's my turn, and I'm trying to get through it. So, if you have a question for me, I wasn't listening.
It's all good.
Sorry about that. Oh god, my ships are so slow. Slow and terrible. All right. All right, what was the question?
No, it was more of a comment about balancing out like fleets, like stopping the giant death ball.
Oh, so people are feeling like the logistics cap is too high?
No, it was more of a like, somebody was talking about balancing fleets by saying that like you could only have a certain amount of sizes, like you can't have like, I guess the logistics of the way to fix that might be the logistics of like, let's say a huge ship is only 9. Like that probably needs to go up.
Okay.
Just
okay,
like
sure.
the balance from the smallest ships to the largest ships, the logistics difference is not. I don't think it's enough of an impact, because you could still have like in the end of the game, like I had the full line of logistics, and I could have like, I think it was 7 huge ships in a fleet, and that's like you can't beat that with anything unless you have 7 ships that are the same thing, like, and they were all carriers and all that kind of stuff. So.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly something we could look at. Like, I mean, the huge ships kind of should be better a little bit because they require all this, investment in technology and everything. But I mean, they shouldn't be the only thing that you build by any means.
Yeah, because even like
So,
large ships are what, 7 or 6? So like the difference between 6 and 9 or whatever was just, it didn't seem like enough.
okay.
Given you can put almost double the amount of stuff on those large ships and they have more hit points and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. I will bring it up to Paul. He will probably then tell me about some crazy strategy he has where it's like, no, actually medium ships are the best because da 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 da.
Yeah.
Because Paul has been eyebrows deep in this game for like 3 years, so.
Mhm.
I wish when it was your turn, I played like a noise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You missed that earlier. We already discussed the multiplayer UI needs to be fixed. There definitely needs to be something that actually, you know, lets you know when
I
it's
just hope
your
multiplayer
turn.
is not completely ignored, like balance and whatnot, like it is for Civ.
No, it won't be completely ignored, especially like a lot of the balance stuff. Yep, that's the Thalen ninjaing my Durantium. Like the buttholes they are. Oh, man.
Well, you did build a shipyard.
I did build a shipyard. That's
There was a
very
little
true.
bit of a user error there.
Little pebcat going on. No, go over there. Well,
Oh my
on the plus
gosh.
side, I'm 1 turn off of missile weapons. So,
You'll answer your own problems.
that's right.
Alright, I gotta make sure all my upgrades are not going like crazy. Yeah, let's actually cancel this and do a fast assembly. And yeah, there's a billion upgrades, gotta cancel them all.
How many? Oh god, I don't even have small hulls yet. I need to get missile weapons, then I need to get small hulls because tinies are just terrible. I mean, I guess if I make enough missile boats, I can kill anything. But
Yeah.
and on the plus side, I can crank them out really quickly because New Iconia has a jackload of production.
Oh, there's definitely another issue to add in for multiplayer. You know, I upgraded to the next set of factories. I can build both types.
Oh, it's like letting you build
Yeah.
Xeno factories as well as.
Yeah, that
Well, you have to
planet I
build
could
the
build.
base.
I could build the manufacturing collective and the manufacturing your. So I could build both of them.
Oh, weird.
This is what I was going to say earlier is like, why don't you just tech straight to Xeno factories and just build Xeno factories instead of building these basic factories at all to start? It's only 15 hammers additional, right?
Right.
Well,
right. No, I mean.
But you need to have the base first.
Yeah.
Right. Your our second level factory with direct from queue in multi. All right.
So that is now another starbase that this guy has planted out, and now I'm going to be building further into his influence with this colony ship. All right, your turn is up.
Yeah. Oh, this is horrible. Get your dumbass up there. You are actually. Ugh. Ugh. I just hate everything about this.
You're just gonna have to build around him, and we have. I think there's something to be said about fighting these AI right now. Like we're gonna need something to kill starbases soon.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
that's
a
what I'm
problem
doing right
with them having this many starbases already. Like they're taking up a lot of space. They're taking up all these resources.
Yeah, no, that's these missiles are going to solve my Thalen problems, tell you what. All right. And 1 turn off of that. But once I get missiles, even on tinies, I should be able to stack up some tinies and some tiny missile boats and take.
Yeah, missiles
This
are also the
starbase
best
without
because
too much trouble.
longest range. About you can get a lot of shots off before the starbase gets to
Right.
fire back with everything.
Right. It's too bad I can't fleet up with my shipyard and fly the shipyard in.
That would be kind of funny. The offensive shipyard build.
Oh, Frankenfurter is saying in my chat that the upgraded factory only appears when there's a building that can be upgraded, i.e. you're seeing it because you're canceling the upgrades because of the other bug.
Ah,
That makes sense. So we just need to fix that bug.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm getting my queues are filling up every single turn with one of the upgrade shenanigans.
Alright, that is super annoying. Alright, I'm gonna do a giveaway in Ansleon's chat right now. I'm gonna do one more in Stardock chat before the end of the stream. Because like I said, I gotta bail around 5.
Yep. Alright, it is your turn. Oh, people are telling me to turn off auto upgrade. How do you turn off auto upgrade?
It's in the govern window
Oh,
for
I
your
will definitely turn
planet.
that off. Where is
Yeah,
it?
there's a little radio button in the govern window for your planet.
Oh,
I don't
for
think-
the planet.
Yeah, it's not in the Civ wide
Gotcha. Okay.
govern building or govern window.
Let's turn off auto upgrade on all these planets.
How much it hurts me to have my colony ship sitting one freaking
One
tile
away.
off of this. Ugh.
See, if you were the Altarians, you would have been there by now.
I found Illyrium. I would have been there. That's very true. I did, honest to God, find some Illyrium though.
Oh, there you go.
Check that out. Now, if I can actually build a starbase instead of a shipyard to harvest it, I'll be in business.
But then you wouldn't be able to fly your star bases around.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man, the amount of resources this AI has gotten from these star bases. He's got, let's see, 2 Promethium, 2 Durantanium, 3 Durantanium, 2 Tholium. Yeah, he's doing good. His little starbase rush has done well.
All right, Croixer wins out of Ansleon chat. Congratulations. This is a key for the Elite Founder Edition, which is Galciv 3 plus all expansions and DLC forever.
Congrats.
Forever. Forever and ever.
All right. So how's your mass expanding going, Arvius? I see 4 colony ships
Going pretty
flying
good.
out. It's pretty crazy.
I see the Shaper from the AI. I think I'm gonna go kill it.
Do it.
Are you going to make it to that 26?
I'm going in next turn.
Nice.
He's got 2 star bases on both sides of it, so I'm pretty far into his influence now.
Yeah, they really are. The Kryn are just going nuts with the starbases.
Yeah.
Although, for some reason, I swear, the Kryn and the Yor are consistently the best AI factions.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the AI knows how to play them a little bit better, or their bonuses play better with the AI kind of style, or if they're actually OP.
Yeah. All right. Here's my class 26. There's nothing wrong with that planet.
Boom. I could say something really inappropriate about the shape of your borders vis-a-vis the Kryn, but I won't.
Yeah. I have my little spot. I'm okay. All right. Oh, you better not. There is a freaking starbase guy coming over to my side. He's gonna try to build a starbase in my borders, probably. This AI, man.
Another class 8 and a 10 over there. What? Seriously, what did you guys bribe the RNG with?
So what you
This
don't
is
know
out
is
of
we've already figured out how to cheat.
I know how to cheat. I just don't think it's turned on. Well, it might be.
Yeah, no, I don't know. There's some luck over here, man. Although I think some of it has to do with the fact that we're right next to the AIs. Like, maybe the map script, like, plants more dudes out next to folks? I don't know.
I don't know. This is pretty much default settings, right? It's like occasional
basically.
abundant or
Yep.
occasional habitable. I've never seen that many awesome planets that close to each other on occasional before.
Yeah. A
So I
25
think
and a
it's just
26 right next to each other. No
well,
one
and there's
complains
like 12s are like a dime a dozen over by you guys.
there. Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
that's,
Arvius has got what, 2 10s, a 13, and an 11, and his 11 cap. All those little Nestle and all those guys are feeding that shipyard. That's a pretty good start.
yeah.
Oh,
It's out of
I
control.
did not notice. I had a ship to move after I hit end turn. It is your turn now. I thought it was your turn earlier. But
Hooray. Well, my first crappy tiny rolled out of my shipyard. That's exciting. I can get my starbase on.
Ta-da.
Mining.
You got your Illyrium.
Thank goodness for that.
Oh, it's kind of interesting. I
Alright.
can't, when I mouse over your stuff that I see, like
Mhm.
next to your starbase, there's those two, whatever they are, space junks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They all say out of range. Like, I can't tell you. I don't know what it is. Like, mousing over it, I can't tell.
We're actually going to be malevolent. It's going to be great.
You need to kill the green. It's purple versus orange over here.
Oh, 10 isn't enough to get me my first malevolent? That's too bad. I need 5 more.
Alright, I should
Nah,
probably start
that's
doing
good.
some tech again. It always sounds important.
Yes, missile miniaturization. Oh, man. Or firing speed. Yeah, that's even better. All right.
Yeah, I gotta get that the OP tech of +4 morale. That thing's amazing.
Oh, yeah. That is a crazy good tech.
Yep.
Like, that one is almost like... feels a little unfair.
Mm-hmm.
Or a little too good, I guess. All right. My starbase is going to complete its journey all the way up to diarrhea.
So that has
whatever
definitely
planet's
helped.
called.
Turning off the auto upgrade has stopped the madness.
Nice.
My queue's
Well, that's
filling
good.
up.
So at least there's a workaround for it.
Yeah.
Even if it's a stupid bug that we need to fix. All right. All right, sweet.
The only other thing I would think of from like a multiplayer perspective is I could see obviously the wins of like domination, even maybe influence. Diplomatic almost never happens in a game.
Right.
You'd have to ally everybody, and that means everybody wins, and that's never going to happen in this. I think that the science victory, man, is like crazy far down the line.
Yeah, influence is too easy right now. Like,
Yeah.
some stupid number of the total wins in the game are influence.
Yeah.
So that's part of it.
I just think it takes too
Yeah.
long to get to the text to get to do a tech win. Like the last
Yeah.
age, the Age of Ascension, is what, 90 techs? It's something like crazy. Like once you get to that point where it's like, okay, you need to get those last 3 techs, they take 90 techs to get there. It's just, I don't know, it's something that's not doable in a multiplayer game at all. In a single player game, even then, it's like, you know, I was looking at the turn wins. I did an Ascension victory. I think I did it by like turn 300 or 250 or something like that. But it would have easily taken another 600 plus to get like that many techs. Like
Right.
just 100 more techs. I mean, I don't know. That seems like a lot.
Heck, victory.
Yeah,
Way too deep.
yeah.
Done.
Just even that age, that last age just seems too much. Like it's the fact that you have to spend that much to get the last, because there's only how many techs are above Age of Ascension? There's only 3, right? There's one.
I think so, yeah.
One in each tree. To get those, you need so much. It's just like, and you still have to build the gate and all that kind of stuff. So there's definitely things that kind of balance it out, I think.
All right. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Something's going. The AI is loving its
Starbase.
constructor spam here.
Oh yeah.
That's right. I got a solution for that.
Missile boat diplomacy.
It's yeah.
Oh, the AI almost had a colony ship at your one expansion.
Right.
He was almost there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna beat him to this other crappy class 5 too.
Nice.
Which, hooray, I guess, but whatever.
Hey, it gives you your ideology points.
That's right. I always forget that as like, no, you actually do need to colonize everything because ideology points are baller.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Up. Out. Can I get that down to 1 turn? How much do you cost? 51? I can totally get 51 in a turn. Oh, no, I can't. Never mind. Close. But...
Yeah, I think, was it Genius? I think it was Genius, right? We picked in this one? Because it was 3?
Can't remember if it was Genius or Gifted. I think it was Genius, I think.
Maybe. Oh, does anybody know what AI difficulty, or what difficulty AI starts to cheat at? Do we know that?
I believe it starts getting some small bonuses on Gifted. I think normal is the like AI gets no bonuses level.
Okay.
I think I'm not the AI designer, so I'm a little bit hesitant to declare that.
Somebody answered and said that they never cheat, but apparently they get bonuses Gifted plus. So
yeah, so they never cheat in the sense of like they never get free ships spawned or anything like that. They get some economic bonuses and things. So I guess it depends on how you count cheating.
Yep.
I think the highest level they actually do cheat in that they can see everything, or at least they can see all the planets.
Yep.
Habitable planets. But they definitely can't on lower levels.
Yep.
I mean, the highest level is like almost the joke level of like, okay, go for it, guys. Like,
yep.
So.
All right, new tech's done. Now I need my 4 morale tech.
What difficulty is the AI on?
I think it's on Genius. I think it's on Genius.
Oh, is it sending these constructors out and I can just pick them off with my surveyor?
Yes. No, you definitely can.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that is because they don't have vision. Like,
Yeah.
they don't know that your thing is there. And the problem is they don't remember that there's a ship there. Like, so if your surveyor goes back into the fog, they don't remember that there's a ship there. And I want to say that there's a fix coming for that. Because that is a pretty noticeable, like, dumbass thing that the AI does.
Yeah.
But that's me kind of going off memory again. So
Gotcha. Yeah, man, what I would not kill for a basic ship right now. I should have left my survey ship within range of all these constructors. I would have had a field day, because they're all, like, sitting around my capital right now. Because somebody thinks they're going to plant next to me and not die.
yeah, these Thalen star bases are going to have to die. I'm really glad I found that Illyrium, though. That's totally salvaged this stupid Thalen sniping my Duranthium.
Yeah, get one ship with that plus 16 beam and go.
Man.
Go on a field
that one
day.
ship is going to get some things done, though.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, it looks like we're getting down to, like, you said you had about 10 more minutes, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Are we gonna try to do one last giveaway, maybe?
I'm going to do one last giveaway in Stardock chat.
Okay.
Figure out what the keyword is.
I don't know. I was kind of partial at falling slope. Oh, I hit end turn and apparently I have movement. I'm a noob. Okay. There we go.
I know what the keyword is. I think the keyword in Stardock chat, and I always appreciate it if you give us a follow, by the way, as a little shout out. Also, while people are listening, since I'm talking about giveaways, absolutely appreciate very much anybody who takes the time to review us on Steam. Those Steam reviews are huge. They're super, super important. We really appreciate that. Also, the Galciv 3 wiki is at galciv3.gamepedia.com. And I put personally a ton of time into that. Very much appreciate anybody who goes in and checks out and possibly contributes to the Galciv 3 wiki. It's a huge deal. We really appreciate that as well. So thanks for watching. We're not signing off quite yet, but this is the last giveaway for the day, which means probably half of you people are going to go do something useful with your lives. So anyway, thanks for watching. The giveaway code in Stardock chat is no begging. No begging.
No begging.
No begging.
And also for those that are heading out after this as well, always give out a follow to Arvius, who's Ans Leon. My mod, I'll put it in my chat if you're in my chat. And also follow my chat if you would. We're going to do more Galactic Civilization games, multiplayer, and do some, hopefully some tournaments and some duels and some, brute fights. It'll be a lot of fun. So.
Oh yeah, as soon as this prototype Illyrium ship gets out, I think I can take out these star bases with my survey in the fleet.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be great. Of course, it's going to take 16 years for my slow ass ships to get out there.
Yes. I also think that maybe something to tweak around, might play around with, is just the besides there's very fast, there's tech speed, there's some other stuff too. There's like growth, I think. There's things that you can mess with to try to maybe play with to speed up a game, right? So if we're trying to find a way to make a game with, let's say 6 people faster, we can do things like that where we can just add growth or cut down manufacturing costs and all that kind of stuff. Have a multiplayer mod.
Yeah, more ways to speed up.
Do you know in the modding if there's a way to only mod multiplayer versus single player?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. So you'd have to just turn on the mods for, multiplayer and then turn them off for single player or whatever.
Right.
Yep.
Right. All right. I'm going to roll this giveaway. Wow. Hedge 0 wins. Congratulations. You are an elite founder.
Woo!